Hi everyone, in today's video I will show you how to use preference variables in PowerShell. So, as I said, in this video you will learn how to use preference variables in PowerShell. I think they are very important because they control how PowerShell behaves globally in your session. So, we will start with what are preference variables. They are built-in variables that control things like, for example, error handling, verbose output, warnings and debug messages. And we'll start. So, we will start with the example of, I will maybe just at the beginning. As you can see, in my PowerShell folder, I have two files, text.txt and errors.txt. We will do something like this. So let's do get item and, for example, maybe file.txt. Of course, I don't have a file.txt right there, so I will get an error. But now we can use the preference variable. So we can actually hide this error even though we don't have the file right there. We can use variable that is called error action and preference. And now, by default, it is set to continue. So show error and keep going by default. But we can change it to silently continue. So if I will change it to silently continue, so inside of quotes we have to type in silently and continue like this. I will press enter and now it is set to silently continue, as you can see. And now again I will do get item and file.txt. And now, as you can see, we don't see an error. We can also use stop. By setting it to stop, we can treat errors like exceptions. So you can test it on your own. Of course, you can go back to the continue again. So you can use again error action preference to continue like this, and you can use this get item file.txt and you can see the error again. So now I will do clear because this was the first example of the first preference variable. The second one is VariablesPreference. So this forces verbose messages to always show. We can do something like this. By default, if I will do something like this, so write and verbose, and for example, I don't know, details, as you can see, we are not printing anything. But we have the verbose preference variable, like this. By default, it is set to silently continue. But, as you saw in the first example, we can change it to continue, and probably you can guess if I will change it to continue, we will go to print something. So of course we will change it. So continue. But maybe before I will change it, I will show you, because in order to print something with this Write-Verbose, you have to add the verbose option. So something like this. And as you can see, by doing this, we are actually printing the verbose. But with this continue, we actually don't have to use this verbose every time, and we'll be able to print it without this option at the end. As you can see, it is working fine, so you can use it on your own. And if I will go back to the silently continue and continue, we again will not see a text. So now, this is how it works. And now, we can do it, of course, with the warning. So by default, maybe I will click that again, write warning, and for example warning is set to something like this. So we are printing warning. And now we have another preference variable, which is WarningPreference. Preference. As you can see, it is set to continue. So maybe you can guess again we can set it to silently continue. Silently continue in order to don't of course we have it to silently continue, and now we don't see a text. So this is how it works, and you can do it actually with the, I think, every output stream. So you can do it with, for example, debug. By default, debug we will see. So debug, or no, because at the beginning, write and debug we will check. Debug, we'll do the debug info, for example, without this equal sign, of course, like this. As you can see, by default we don't see the output. We have to, I think, add the debug option, same as in the verbose. Right now we are actually seeing that, but we can of course change it to see it every time without this option. So we have the debug preference right now variable. It is set to silently continue, so we will set it to continue, like this, and we will print that debug info without the option again, and as you can see, it is working fine. And now, maybe the last one will be write information with, for example, info message. As you can see, again, we don't see anything, but we have the preference variable information preference, which by default is set to silently continue. So I will set it to continue, like this. And now we will use this write information info message. As you can see, we are seeing the info message. So we will go back to the default one, and this is how it works. This it's very important to say that these variables affect the entire session. So they have global impact. They can change the script behavior, and you should use it carefully. And this is basically all in this video. This is how you can use the preference variables in PowerShell. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you in the next videos.